And good evening. Welcome to another edition of Coach's Corner here on the Highlander Activity Network, live here from the lobby of the Highlander Activity Center. I am Paul McDonald, your host for our program, and we're going to stay away from coaches. We're going to talk directors. First off, band director and choir director, because the Christmas concert is coming up here on Monday. We have Patrick Avillo and Rebecca Elliott joining us, our choir director and band director. And I rarely talk Christmas, this only 3 days after Thanksgiving. But what is it? I'll ask you both this question. What is it about Christmas music that it doesn't matter, people want to hear it and start talking about it probably year-round? Patrick, what do you think?
I'd say it's probably some of the most accessible music out there for general masses. So everybody's heard their Christmas tunes, they hear it at church, they hear it on the radio, so it's just a really good way to come together as a community. And yeah, I'd say that extends to the concert.
And I suppose, too, Rebecca, both of you, when you were growing up, you remember maybe standing around a piano or having even aunt, uncle, grandma, or grandpa, or mom and dad playing the piano and singing Christmas carols.
I think you'd be hard-pressed to find a household or family that doesn't have some element of Christmas carols or music enter their house during the holidays in some way, whether it's them getting together and playing Christmas carols or going Christmas caroling or just listening to music as they put up their tree. Like, it's a very common element that kind of brings everyone together super easily. So that's why I think there's this really special aspect to have a Christmas concert. And not everybody gets to have a Christmas concert. We are in a very special and specific situation where we can have a Christmas concert, and so it's a fun little collaboration, really our only collaboration of the entire school year. So it's a great way to kick off our concert years. Here.
Well, let's start off with the choir. What kind of pieces, without giving too much away, because we want the crowd to get here, get a program and enjoy it, what kind of pieces do you usually look for when you're starting to put a program like this together, Patrick?
Sure. So I try and do at least one tune that's familiar, and then I try and find stuff that's a little bit more outside of the box, still kind of in that winter theme. So you kind of give a little bit of differentiation. And then one piece that I gave them this year is fully in Latin. And so we try and do a little bit of foreign language as well.
Okay. Well, and you think a lot of Christmas carols, they started it like a Stille Nacht. If I probably said it wrong, but even though my German background is that Silent Night, but it was in a foreign language, and that's probably where you learned how to sing these carols, is the Latin or whatever was the country of origin. And then it got adapted into English. How about you, Rebecca? What are some of the pieces you look to put together?
Well, I try to stay away from common settings of common Christmas carols. So you should not hear us play like Silent Night as it is, because there's so much music out there already. Why would you play something that everybody knows that?
Right.
So we do a lot of variations on Christmas carols. So like one piece we're doing is Fantasy on Deck the Halls. So there are elements and moments where you hear Deck the Halls, but there is a whole lot of other content for my musicians to actually practice and learn that makes more sense as learning band students, getting that technique and stuff that they wouldn't get if we just played Deck the Halls. So I like those. I like those where you can tie in some familiar aspects so that they at least understand what's going on, or the sound concept. But sometimes we just do thematic music that can fit with the concert. One piece we're doing, actually the piece I'm most looking forward to performing, is called Choose Joy. And it's not considered a Christmas song in any capacity, but there are sleigh bells used in it.
Yeah.
So when everybody hears sleigh bells, they immediately associate it with Christmas. So you have that little tie-in, and Christmas is a time for joy. And so it fits in that way. And so it's a really cool piece. Has no Christmas carols in it, but I think it fits the whole vibe.
There are a lot of different arrangements of your classic Christmas carols as well. It's not, when I mean by arrangement, for those that maybe aren't musically inclined, and hopefully I'm using the term properly, the lyrics are the same, melody might be the same, but it's just arranged differently. Is that something you look forward to, or when you're looking for a piece, maybe just a different arrangement, like you said, of a common common song?
Yeah. So, like, one of the tunes that I've got on the docket is Please Come Home for Christmas. It's a very well-known Christmas tune, specifically in the popular realm. And, yeah, there's a bajillion different arrangements out there that give you different stylistic aspects depending on the arranger. And so that's a nice thing that you can, give them a familiar piece, like she was saying before, so they understand that sound concept, but then you can look at different stylistic things on top of that.
There was a piano piece years ago. I want to say Alan Toussaint was maybe the pianist that did a version of White Christmas. It was kind of a jazzy version of White Christmas. And could you do that as far as instrumentals?
Yeah.
Do a jazzy version of it.
Well, we're actually, one of our jazz band songs is a Latin arrangement of O Christmas Tree. So it has the same tune structure of O Christmas Tree, but it has a Latin groove behind it and has Latin instruments like the claves used, and so it's a completely different feel, but you should hopefully be able to recognize the main melody tune that the arranger used.
So you're gonna have like frills on your shirt?
No, that'll be a little too much. That'd be a little too much.
Any congas or bongos?
I always have to hold back because I always just want to samba during it, but I think my students will start crying if I do that actually at the concert. So
the audience might enjoy it.
they might.
You got to keep the students focused
Correct.
on this.
They'd be so embarrassed.
For both of you, I'll ask you both this separately. Is this your favorite type of music to put a concert together?
Be honest.
I don't know. Like, I love Christmas music. I'd say personally my favorite stuff to put together would be like contest season going in the spring. So like I have a lot of core memories that come with Christmas music and that time of family and friendship and getting together with the community. But then, personally getting that contest, getting that small ensemble that's very focused on a very individualistic goal or a very small goal for a small ensemble is a lot more fun in my world. So
How about you, Fran?
I love Christmas music. Like, I'm the one who will listen to it year round. But it's not my favorite concert that we do. It's a great first concert, right? Like, the last time the band performed was marching band. So this is our first concert band performance. And I think that playing Christmas music is a great transition into that. Because you can't be mad or sad playing Christmas music. You have to be happy. It's Christmas music.
Yep.
And so the general vibe is just better in the room in rehearsals as we're preparing it. But my favorite concerts actually are my really big projects of themed concerts where I, on my own doing, have to make sure that everything we play matches very specific to the theme that we're doing. So like our Pops concert in May. And any collaborations or extras that I can include in the concert. I just love that stuff. I love it a lot. And it's just, it gets to be a really big production, which is a lot. But it's a really good payout when you see how much fun the kids have and just the different kinds of art you can make. I like those. Those are my favorite concerts to do.
And the kids got to enjoy it too, don't they, when they get to the Christmas music? And because it means several things. School's going to be done here shortly, and we're going to get some time off. And so they got to be in a little bit better mood when you're rehearsing. And you've probably been rehearsing this since October, haven't you? If not when school started.
right around,
We started the week after homecoming. So the last week of September is when we busted out angels and all the realms of glory and deck the halls. And
it's super funny to see the split of students who are like, well, it's not even Thanksgiving, Halloween hasn't even happened yet, and then you get the crew that's like, Christmas all year long, let's go.
I just feel like it's normal in the band world.
Yeah.
It's like, for those that have a Christmas concert, you have to start it at least by October. So it's just kind of something you get used to. But it is very funny, just with the way the band room's set up, as I can see the hallway when people walk by in October and they're like, are they playing Jingle Bells? What are they doing? And we're like, yep, we got a concert.
We're doing that. We got something coming up. Rebecca, I was going to ask you, the alumni band, have you, how's that coming?
Well, first of all, I got incredibly a lot of feedback, great feedback right away. It was kind of like an impromptu decision to try an alumni pep band. I don't think we've ever done one at the high school. It's pretty common. There's usually at least one in December, so that honestly, it's typically reserved for, not reserved, but like for the kids who have just recently graduated and who are maybe like missing that aspect that they're not getting at college anymore. And so they're back from break and they can come and play pep band again with their classmates and whatnot. And so we had such a large class graduate last year. I had 25 seniors. So I was like, if we're going to do an alumni pep band, this is going to be the year to do it. So I wasn't expecting really anything other than maybe a few of my diehards coming out that graduated recently and a few like older ones around there. But within 15 minutes of me just sending an email to parents saying that I was doing this, it had been blasted on Facebook, and I had 10 people email me immediately from the community who are alumni, all the way from like the class of 81 to 90s to wherever, and they're like, we want to play, I want to play, I want to play, can we play? Let's do it, I'm in, count me in. And so that was super fun, and it's going to be really, really great. I wasn't prepared for all of that, so I'm not super prepared to give all the information that they need, other than if you want to play an alumni pep band, it's open to anybody. Honestly, it's open to anybody. And you need an instrument, just let me know. You can send me an email, rebecca.elliott with 2 T's at k12.nd.us, and I can get you squared away. I can get you music ahead of time if you want to practice. We're not going to do a rehearsal. We're just going to kind of get together a little bit early, run through the school song, the Star Spangled Banner, a few favorites, and then we're going to go and just give it a go.
Have at it.
Yes.
Yeah. It sounds like something you should do for choir, too. Try to get an alumni choir together. Baby steps. We got to work on some other things first. Final question again, 7 o'clock on Monday night here at the Hack for the band and choir Christmas concert. And free and open to the public?
Yeah. And we just do a free will offering. We typically, it's usually collected for the music boosters, but they might allocate that differently. And I think we recently I mentioned talking to Penny Peterson about maybe collecting for the backpack program. So it's a good season time to give. So that's the only thing that other thing that happens.
All right. Well, that's it's always a fun time, and this is just the first of what's going to be many concerts for you guys, isn't it, Patrick? You said you're going to have quite a few coming up here after the semester changes over.
Yeah, basically, after this concert, we just go until May.
Yep.
Both
Get
of
ready
us.
for that springtime.
Yep. Solo contest is already Thursday for us, and then Allstate and Cafe
And cafe
ensembles.
concert always a big draw when you get that going. And we won't let the cat out of the bag yet what we're working on. I'm not helping them. Trust me, it's gonna be what they're working on. But we'll do that when we get a little bit closer to that. But that's when is it? What month is that? Is that gonna be next month or?
Yep, that'll be in
January. So. Already January, guys. Halfway through the school year.
That's insane.
I know the kids are going like, "Hey," and you're like,
Where did
October
October go?
We were just talking about that before we went on the air. It's like, where did the year go? So it's already the end of the first semester. Again, 7 o'clock Monday night, the Christmas concert. Come on out. I mean, it's always fun. I mean, regardless of what music you play, it's a good chance to get out and see the kids, what they've been working on since October, and it's always rewarding for you too, isn't it, at concert night after it's all said and done, to see what the fruits of your labors have come.
And this is new this year. The last 2 years we've done a combined 9 through 12 band and choir piece at the end. This year we're doing combined 7 through 12.
Okay.
And so all musicians in band and choir will be performing our finale Christmas Carol medley at the end.
Okay.
So that'll be
Some
really
familiar
special.
ones that you can sing along to.
There you go.
Yeah.
Don't want to miss it.
All right, 7 o'clock Monday night here at the Hack, the combined Christmas concert for the band and choir for Valley City Public Schools. Guys, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Patrick Cavillo and Rebecca Elliott, our choir and band director here at Valley City High School. We'll be back with more Coach's Corner from the Hack on the Highlander Activity Network. Back here in Coach's Corner on the Highlander Activity Network, we are waiting for a couple more guests. We've got wrestling coming up, and we've got girls basketball that'll be coming up here in just a few minutes. But talking about what else is going on at Valley City, we were just talking about the concert that's coming up here on Monday night at 7 o'clock. That will be video streamed. So again, that will be video streamed on the Highlander Activity Network. Again, obviously, if you're watching us right now, you know how to find us, and it's very simple. Get the word out, and we will have. Here's how you find us. I was just get a text from TJ Hansen. That's why I was hesitating there for a moment. But here's what how you can find us. Just go to YouTube and search Valley City Highlander Activities or Valley City Activities. And that will be our homepage, and it's got everything that we have done in the past, and it's got what's coming up. And there's got a link set for things that are coming up in the future, whether it's home events, concert on Monday. I'm sure the link will be up there on Monday. If not on Friday, you can go there to get the link and send that link out for the Christmas concert. That'll be coming up here on Monday. So again, that is at 7 o'clock here at the Hack, and you can see it live right here on the Highlander Activity Network. But we do encourage you to come on out to the Hack and support the band and the choir and what the kids do. They've been working, as you heard our two directors say, they've been practicing since October, and so they are going to be ready and raring to go. Just some other activities that are going on here at Valley City. Valley City Junior High girls basketball team came up with a win here on Tuesday night. They are undefeated. We'll talk more about girls basketball with the head varsity coach, Jimmy Howard. He'll be joining us here in a few minutes. The junior high team, they were winners over Central Cass 28-20. They are undefeated, 8-0 on the season right now. And the junior high boys basketball just now getting started and with their practices. The first high school girls game, again, is tomorrow night, and we'll talk with Coach Howard about that. Wrestling, they were on the road last night for a triangular at Fargo North, and they wrestled West Fargo Cheyenne and Fargo North, dropping both matches. And we'll talk with Coach TJ Hansen coming up here in just a few minutes about that. Those are the sports that are going on right now. Boys basketball, they'll be getting started here in a couple of weeks. But just a programming reminder here for our schedule for the month of December. We will not have a Coach's Corner on December 13th or during the Christmas break on December 27th. So we will talk more next week, and then December 20th. We'll keep those dates in mind for our next couple of Coach's Corners here in December. But again, no show December 13th and no show on December 27th. We're going to step aside. We'll take a break. We'll be back. We've got more Coach's Corner coming up. We'll talk wrestling. We'll talk basketball. That's on the way. It's Coach's Corner here from the Hack on the Highlander Activity Network. Back here on the Highlander Activity Network and at Coach's Corner. Well, we've got basketball season has been going here for a couple, 2-3 weeks, and the first game is already tomorrow night. Coach Jimmy Howard from the Highlander girls joining us. Are you ready?
I'm ready to go. I wish it was Thursday today.
Excitement, right?
Yes, a lot of excitement of the unknown, the whole new teams we haven't seen before, different team than we've had in the past. Just where are we? Ready to be done practicing against ourselves and start seeing somebody else.
Fargo Oak Grove tomorrow night is your first opponent. And because these are new teams, do you know anything? Do you scout them or not?
Fargo Oak Grove played yesterday, and so I watched a little bit of that. Is there a lot about them? No. I got to see a little bit of what they do, or what they were trying to do at least last night. Could be a little different against us. They could come up with the same game plan. So we had something to kind of get ready for.
You have a little bit of an idea. But at this juncture, you're still worrying about your team. You're not so much worried about the other team.
Absolutely. And just like past years, like we want to play our brand of basketball, try to get teams to play our way. And we got to find out where we're at. We got a lot of unknowns with the sophomore groups coming up here, stepping in and playing, some freshmen. Where do they fit? And so, it's early. And like I said, in years past, I've kind of known what's next. You also usually knew when you played somebody, like, all right, this is what they've done for the past how many years.
Right.
And so things are going to be really different. We're going to have different players on the court. We're going to play different than we have in the past, and I think it's going to be really exciting.
3 seniors. I think only a couple of juniors. I mean, right now, your core sophomores, they're going to have to grow up in a hurry, aren't they?
Yes, and they've done a really good job. We went up to a scrimmage last weekend up in Rugby. They played fantastic both on the JV side and the varsity side. And I think people are going to be surprised with some of them and how they help us and how good some of them are and the way they can play. They fit right in, and it's a lot of excitement.
Would you say you've got a little more length than you've had in the past, or about the same?
I would say 1 through 5 we're probably longer. We're not as tall and physically as big, but we're faster. We're a bunch of kids between 5'8" to 5'10" area, a couple bigger, a couple smaller, and a lot of length. And so I think that's going to help us rebounding. I think that's going to help us in passing lanes, in our defense, and our driving. Just getting to the hoop and being able to finish around people using length. It's going to be huge. We rebounded really well this last Saturday, and I hope that continues.
Maybe not so much vertical, but wingspan-wise with some of your girls.
Yes,
they're going to be able to, almost go from end to end when they touch fingertips.
Yes, so, and that's different for us,
right.
Just to be that long. And I think in our division now, with teams kind of our same school size, I've said we kind of had length in the past, and we're like not any bigger than anybody else, or we're smaller actually. And I think our length will actually look like length. But very excited.
You're not changing your style, are you? It's still going to be the same kind of brand of basketball that you've had, or how would you explain it?
I would say for the first time in probably 9 years, I have a group of kids that can play exactly how I have always wanted to play. We're not going to be as post-centric as we have in the past. We've had very good post players, and so we've used that to our advantage. Not that we don't have good post players this year, but we have different types of players. They're not your traditional post up every single time. And so we're probably going to look more like a 4-guard offense with 1 post in there. And then we're going to run. And we're going to try to get after people. We're going to try to wear you out. And we have speed, like I said, length, and we got a lot of kids that play well in the open court. So for the first time, we kind of got a team that mimics how I've wanted to play for a long time. Not taking anything away from kids in the past.
Right.
We've just had different types of players, and we've adjusted to what we've had and try to utilize our best players going forward and using those posts. And so it's just different. We got some really good guards and wings this year, and we got some posts coming up that are younger, and so I think it's going to be exciting for people to watch. And that's really what we're trying to do.
I guess final question, any goals, any expectations as you get ready for this year now?
To get better every week. We don't want to start out the best we are. We'd like to improve and get to the best we are. Obviously, playing to try to go to state is, and that's always been a goal. If you're not trying for that, what are we out here doing? And so, is there some extra pressure for that? I don't know. I'm not we're worried about, can we continue to prove, and if we're playing our best basketball at the end of the season, we're giving ourselves a chance, and that's really what it is every single year. Would we love to have that opportunity to get to go play in the first Class A state tournament, with the 3 class? I think every team is super excited for that opportunity now that this new division. So obviously that's a goal, because you want to get there. So as long as we keep improving, we stay healthy, we got some kids recovering from injuries from volleyball season, I think we have that opportunity to be there.
Excitement is the word.
Yes.
That's the word on the chalkboard right now.
Right now, excitement and believe. We got to believe that we can do it. So, yeah, I'm more stressed, I think, right now waiting for this game, because I just want to get it out of the way, see where we are, and get going.
All right, Fargo Grove tomorrow night. Is there a JV or a C squad prior to?
Yes, there'll be a JV game at 6, varsity at 7:30.
All right, at Fargo Grove tomorrow. So I always say Fargo Grove. I know them and Shanley don't like to put the Fargo in front of it. It's Oak Grove.
Yes.
There is only one. But 6 o'clock JV, 7:30 varsity. Let's throw the ball in there. Let's get it going.
Exactly.
All right, Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, and go Highlanders.
That's Coach Jimmy Howard from the Highlander girls basketball team. Back with more Coach's Corner from the Hack on the Highlander Activity Network. Back here on Coach's Corner on the Highlander Activity Network, and wrapping up the show again coming up next week, we will have the concert, the Christmas concert, the combined band and choir Christmas concert, 7 o'clock here at the Hack. And then we'll have Coach's Corner coming up here again next week. Also, there's a music program over at Washington next Wednesday, and that will be the matinee at 2 o'clock next Wednesday afternoon at Washington Elementary for the music program, also here on the Highlander Activity Network. Well, that's going to wrap up our show for this week, and my thanks to Patrick Cavillo and Rebecca Elliott talking about the band and choir concert coming up here on Monday, and Coach Jimmy Howard and the Highlander girls basketball. They get started tomorrow night taking on Oak Grove, 7:30 tip-off for the varsity, 6 o'clock for the JV. And my thanks to Jane Johnson, technical director and cameraman tonight. We'll be back next Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Coach's Corner from the Hack on the Highlander Activity Network.